The most anticipated remake map for Farming Simulator 22 that was from, well, Farming Sim 19, Farm Sim 17, even Farming Simulator 15 is actually almost here. This is a preview for Upper Mississippi River Valley. That's right, guys. This is an updated version of Upper Mississippi River Valley, originally made for Farming Simulator 15 by DR Modding. Things have changed a little bit, but this map is still fantastic. And while this is a recreation of that map, it has been updated and changed slightly, but this is a full-on version. If you loved, well, especially the Farming Simulator 17 version of this map, well, you're going to know exactly what you're getting into. So come along with me as we fly into McGregor, Iowa, and maybe you'll help me choose a farm. Take a look and see what we can figure out, shall we? Let's head on down to the dealership. Let's go. So let's quickly talk about the map itself, guys. It's a 4X map. It's PC only, and it will not be in the mod hub. That's right. So you're gonna have to get this from a third-party site. Once again, I will be letting you know when that comes out. So make sure you guys subscribe down below and hit the bell while you're at it. The map comes with 59 pre-designated fields from varying sizes and shapes. On the east side, you have the town of McGregor, Iowa, and this area, of course, is separated by the Mississippi River, which is kind of the main feature of this map. However, everything's kind of backwards in a little bit. It seems like Iowa and Wisconsin are on the wrong side, but regardless of which, that's how it is. So as we leave the shop here in McGregor, guys, which I might have mentioned is enterable, you may have seen this shop before, I must remind you, of course, this is still in testing, so things may change slightly. But for the most part, I think it is looking pretty darn good. Like the testing we're talking about, guys, is just more making sure that things work the way they're supposed to. I don't think you're going to be seeing any major map changes as far as actual details go. It might just be some tweaks here and there. And if you've played this before, you'll recognize this is the town of McGregor. Of course, Timmy Hortons that's new. That wasn't here in 19 or 17 from what I remember. So we'll start off on the Iowa side. We'll look at all the farms over on this side of the woods here. And yeah, we'll see which one looks the most interesting, I guess. There's a lot of stuff up on the top here. Your cities are down below. Your farms are always up on top. That's how this map has been designed. That's how it is in real life somewhat as well. So we'll start off with what the starting farm is currently set to be. Of course, there are multiple farms on this. I think we're up to five or six pre-built farms that you could buy and use depending on what you want to do, guys. So there's most of which are on the Iowa side. There is one interesting one over on the Wisconsin side. We'll take a look at that one last. And here it is. This is, well, starting farm number 1, I guess. Here's a direct overview of this farm. You can see there's some small fields that surround it. Field 35 is around 2 hectares, 4 hectares for 43, 7 hectares, well, field 34. So you've got some small farmlands all around here. Now the farm itself looks to be a little bit of an older farm. Up at the front here, we have our cattle area. You've got a cattle barn right there. You've got a fermenting silo system you can purchase right here for a little bit of extra money. A lot of outbuildings that have been built up at different generations, it looks like. And then interestingly enough, like I said, this is a bit of an older farm. You got a foundation right there that is, well, it looks like an old barn that's either collapsed or something's happened to that one there. At the rear of the farm, that's where your pigsty is going to be located. And then you've got a silo system that's hidden back in the trees along with the accompanying corn dryer. So that would be the entry farm if you go with new farm. Well, let's go down and take a look at another farm we might choose, which is down past the church here in the far south end. Now, guys, if you've been around the channel for a while, we used this farm actually for a 1980s playthrough back on Farming Simulator 19. So this kind of brings back a little bit of nostalgia coming down this old range road down here. Now, when I say farm 2, guys, it's technically 2 farms. You do have one farm on this side, and you have another farm that's kind of on the cliff edge almost, straight ahead of us. Let's start here. Now, just like in previous farming simulators, this is all considered one farm. When you buy the plot of land, you kind of get both areas for the price of one in a way. Field 42 is the whole area. You can see here Field 41 is 8 hectares. Field 43 is a big one at 17. It takes up 3 different parcels of land, however. Now, as far as the farm itself, the most easterly part of the farm, guys, just has a silo and some storage buildings. That's all that's over here. Same as it kind of was before, but the silo system is actually new. That wasn't originally, I don't believe, in Farm Sim 19, so that's been kind of a nice little update. You got some fuel back there, looks like, as well. By the way, this silo system looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Look at that. And then when we move back west, closer to the cliffside, of course, we have our animal husbandries. You've got your pigsty and your cattle area once again. Once again, there's a large open cattle area. They're not confined to a small pen. It goes all the way to the back by those trees there. And then finally, house with garage are kind of just perched up on the cliffside overlooking the Mississippi River. So from here, let's head to the most easterly farm. Here is one of the large cell points, the Suncor cell point. We'll show off the cell points a little later on. We'll just talk about them. But we're going to go to the most easterly farm. We're heading way out into the flatlands up here on the top of the bench. Farm should be just over this hill. You can see the silo peeking up right over the top there. Once again, another fully built farm. This one looks a little bit newer, however. Most of the barns and most of the farm buildings on this one have a slightly newer feel to them. Here in the PDA, you can see the third farm we're looking at, guys. It's in field 31. This is roughly 9 hectares, this piece of farmland. If we were to include field 29, field 30, we're looking at another 25 hectares between those two. So you get a good size field there. And like I said, this is the far west end of the map. Farm itself does, of course, include cattle in the big red barn. It looks like a great barn, actually. A smaller pen, and then some other outbuildings built off to the one side. One thing interesting about this, other than, of course, we've got a silo system right ahead of us there, a fermenting silo. It does also include 3 freestanding silos just off to the north side in the field. All right, leaving field farm 3, we're going to head up to maybe the largest farm. I don't know, large farm 4. This is probably the biggest farm that's pre-built on the map, and there's a lot to look at here. There it is, just coming over the crest of the hill right now. Interestingly enough, we're currently the fences are done on this one. They haven't been done on most of the other farms yet. That I'm sure will be fixed up by the time this is fully released. And the largest farm currently built is the Stanley Dairy Farm, McGregor, Iowa. So looking on the PDA, you can see the farm is located up in the northeast quadrant of the map. Not a lot of big fields directly beside. Of course, field 5 is the only one that's technically part of the farm. Just know that this farm itself is $1.16 million to purchase, so it's rather expensive. But you can kind of see we're getting quite a few, a lot of cattle area. So we've got 2 full-size barns for our cattle right there. A and B, it's a large milking facility here for our cattle. In the back, you've got your slurry pits. Right along the front, there's actually a smaller cattle barn as well here. Main silo system along with grain dryer. Silo system with, of course, the fermenter again. And, of course, several other outbuildings and storage buildings. And farmhouse with, I would say, pond. But man, that water does not look appetizing. Now, leaving the larger farm right there off the hillside, we still have 2 more farms to go look at on the Wisconsin or the Iowa side. Sorry, our first farm is kind of hidden down here a little bit on the far north side of the map as we meander down through the woods. Its most notable feature, though, is the silo system. Look at that grain silo system with dryer right ahead of us. This farm is around $900,000 to purchase. It comes with field 10 and field 15. Their size is roughly 5 hectares. Field 2, which is right across, is 13 hectares right across the road. You can see it only comes with the 1 animal area and our silo. So interestingly enough, this farm currently does not come with a house. So I guess you are sleeping in your shed rather than sleeping in the cow barn, I guess. But yeah, there you go. That's that 4th farm, maybe the smallest farm right now. And finally, our last pre-built farm, which is actually just kind of west of the farm we just went to. Here it is located right up against the edge of the cliffside that goes down to the Mississippi River right here. Once again, a fairly small farm, though, as you can see by the PDA. Field 11 is only around 2 hectares. Field 12 and 13 come together. They're looking around 25 for the 2 of those together. Field 12 is definitely an interesting field with the way there's some drainage areas that are kind of pushed through the middle of it. Now, this farm does come with 2 freestanding silos, but no animal areas on this farm, so you have to build those yourself if you pick this one. You got lots of storage buildings, though. Some real nice shops out on this farm, but no animal husbandries anywhere to be found over here. And you guys remember how I said this is the last farm on the Iowa side? I was wrong. There was one more farm I missed, but some of the countryside in here is just beauty. Look at this. Because I'm not going to lie, I don't know how I forgot about this farm. This is one of the more recognizable farms, I want to say. I feel like this is one of the more recognizable or more epic farms. I really do enjoy. This might be one of my favorites, to be honest with you. As we go up, we got going past the animal area, and we'll come to a dead end with the main farm right at the very end here. there we go. We're just south of the other 2 farms we just looked at. Field 16 has roughly 3.5, 4 hectares, something along those lines. You can see we have our animal area. It's not showing the animal area back. It must be part of Field 8. We might have to buy that as well, which we could do. But you can get a kind of general lay of the land here. Field 19 is a little bit bigger, of course. Field 16, they're just awkward fields a little bit because of some of the drainage areas. They'll definitely keep you on your toes. And he has just confirmed that the pigsty right here is actually part of Field 19, which is along beside it. The rest of the farm is all located on one plot of land. It comes with, of course, well, that grain silo system right at the back with dryer, another large system back there, along with, well, that cattle area that kind of goes down below. It's a very large field, actually, for quite a few cattle, and it just kind of meanders down onto some green space. Once again, plenty of outbuildings, some newer stuff, some older stuff. I also forgot to mention there are a couple freestanding bins just located off the farm, just a couple fields over that you could purchase as well. So that there is going to do it for the farms on the Iowa side. Now, I never claimed to be great at counting because I think that was 7 farms, 7 pre-built farms ready to go on the. I don't know if there was 7 beforehand. I don't remember being that many. So we're going to cut through McGregor, go across the bridge, cross over into Wisconsin, and we'll take a look at what they got over there. Now, I think the bridge was just over. No, not that way. We got to loop up and around, right? Something along those lines. Where do we go again? Oh, it's one more block up. One more block up. Yeah, there we go. That looks better. This is the way to the bridge. It feels very similar, but it's just a little bit different at the same time. Now, there are some boats and the like kind of driving across in the river here. They're always moving. There's always action out on the river here, which is kind of nice to see. Now, guys, on the Wisconsin side, where the town is at least, there's not a lot here. There's a couple sell points, but most of this area is just for that. There's no farms, there's no farmlands, anything like that. It's all just sell points, and it's kind of fun just to drive around, little production areas, but that is pretty much it. There is, of course, like I said, one farm still up here, but it's out of town. You got to climb up the ridge here. We'll have to get up to it, up through the woods. Yep, that's the way to it. And as soon as you clear the trees up on the top of this bench up here, oh, you're going to see the small farm here, guys. Once again, some freestanding bins that are out here, and then kind of a hidden away little farmyard down here. I think a lot of people are going to find this one to be quite interesting. Some open free stalls there and farmhouse. And then in the back, let's just pull on in. That's where the main part of the farm is. So like I said, the only real farmlands on the Wisconsin side here takes up field 56. You can see our main farm is located up on the road here, but the cattle area located right at the back. You got a main farmland right around the sides here. The farm is kind of separated into 2 areas, which I don't really mind. You've got like the storage area in the farm at the roadside right up here. And then as you come to the back, that's where your cattle area is. And it kind of, well, the cattle go all the way down to the peninsula, all the way around the side. So it's kind of an interesting looking field. They're all kind of trapped in by the trees. Yeah, I don't think too many cows would want to go through this forest. That's quite a long ways down from there. But yeah, that's all there is for farms up here, guys. There are a couple other areas you could potentially build a farm. Also, some kind of cool areas to kind of go explore, which I always do appreciate. But right at the bottom, yeah, look at this. You could take this hero farm and build this into something, I suppose. Of course, I'd also be a bit amiss if I didn't mention there's some interesting productions on the map. Just saying. And since we're talking about, let's talk about sell points quickly. You can see there are a number of them that all will purchase your goods. There's also a train, well, which you can see right there. It's going to Goldcrest Valley. You can hire like you can on any other farm sim map. Train, however, has been rebranded, which I do like. We got some Canadian Pacific Railway rebranding of the train. Nice work. So guys, there you have it. There's your preview look at Upper Mississippi River Valley for Farming Sim 22. What do you guys think? Is this remake give you the same feeling it does for me? I mean, if you've played this map in the past, let me know down in the comments. Does it make it up? Is this better? I'm pretty excited to play this map. And you know what? We'll drop a poll down there as well. Will you be using one of these standard farms, or will you build your own on this map? I'm curious to see what you guys think on the builds that were done on this particular map for the farms, the pre-builds. So will you use your pre-builds, or will you build your own? And if you are going to use one of the pre-builds, let me know in the comments which one. I mean, there was only 8 to choose from. It shouldn't be that hard, right? Join me today. Thanks for DJ Modding for sending this over to test out and take a look at. Let me know what you guys think of this down below. Of course, we're going to be probably streaming this over the next little bit, and we'll be starting some kind of a series on here, I think, in the next little bit. So stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you get subscribed so you don't miss out when we do something along those lines. And guys, I will catch you guys in the next video, all right? Have a great day, and we'll see you guys on the farmlands. This is Klutch. Over and out.